Hey everybody, Mr. The Fanboy here. This is my late night, early morning review of the January 9th, 2017 edition of Raw. This is also another short WWE rant, and this is also my thoughts on the upcoming Royal Rumble, Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and of course, WrestleMania 34. No, WrestleMania 30. What WrestleMania is? WrestleMania. Okay, hold on. Yeah, WrestleMania 33. 33. My thoughts on WrestleMania 33. With that being said, believe it or not, I'm actually gonna talk positively about WWE because, to tell you the truth, of the parts I watched, Raw was actually pretty good, pretty good. The parts I watched, I didn't watch the full show. Um, because I'm gonna tell you right now, no matter how good WWE it gets, because they're actually starting to become better. No matter how good they get, they will always suck to me. I'm just not a fan of WWE's product. That I am a wrestling purist, and that is not wrestling. That is not wrestling to me. That is some lame Saturday morning cartoon. And believe it or not, one of the more positive things is that they have elements of the past eras of WWE, with such as my two favorite eras under Vince McMahon Jr. would be the New Generation era and the ruthless aggression era and ruthless aggression era. However, they don't have the stars from that period. So, like I said, I'm still not watching, but this show was surprisingly good. The three matches I watched were the opener between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, this was a pretty good fight. Then, of course, later in the show, it was announced that Roman Reigns Roman Reigns will be taking on Jericho and Kevin Owens in a handicap match for his United States Championship. And of course, but before that, we had the Luke Gallows versus Sheamus match. While it sucked to see sucked to see Luke Gallows lose. This was a pretty good match. Everything else on the show, like I said, I just didn't care. I didn't care for. I didn't care for, but but yeah, like I said, Raw was surprisingly good. Now for continuing. So yeah, um, I think Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman wrestled to a double count out. This whole match started because at the start of the show was good. Pretty much, Chris Jericho, Seth Rollins, and I like Roman Reigns. But another reason I'm not watching WWE is because I like Roman Reigns. But I like Roman Reigns, but problems I have with him. He's not that good of a wrestler. He's average. He's better on the mic. He's still not that good on the mic. And more importantly, he is not over in the way he should be. Roman Reigns is supposed to be a top babyface, a people's champion akin to The Rock, yet he gets booed out of the building, man. And that just makes wrestling look bad. And that's why I don't watch WWE. That's the other reason I don't watch WWE. Fake. And when I say fake, I mean really fake. In most wrestling organizations, the most popular guy and the best wrestler is usually pushed at the top and is the champion. For some odd reason, WWE, it's who they want at the top. It's who they want at the top. So since no one wants Roman Reigns at the top, but WWE wants him at the top, that's gonna have Roman Reigns continuously get booed and just make wrestling look good. We're gonna be at the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, two of the biggest shows of the year. When Roman Reigns comes out for his epic moment, for his epic match, this is supposed to be Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. You're gonna have the crowd booing and hijacking shows. That's why I don't watch WWE. It's fake. I mean, when I say really fake, usually the guy who sucks the most or is not a good wrestler is usually a top guy and a champion. Is usually the top guy and a champion. The guy who was not over and nobody wants to see is usually the top guy and champion in WWE. It's not like that anywhere else. Other companies have pushed people the internet people don't like, but they're at least somewhat over with the crowd. With the crowd, this is talking about RVD and TNA, and of course Jeff Hardy in TNA when he was feuding with Austin Aries, and the only reason they booed him is because they prefer Austin Aries more, and when it came to RVD, the people prefer AJ Styles more. And actually, it was the internet people. The RVD, wherever he's gone, he's always been over. It was the internet people who didn't like RVD when he was champion at TNA, and that's the problem. And that's one of the reasons I don't watch. And that's one of the reasons I don't watch wrestling. I don't watch WWE wrestling. WWE wrestling, like I said, going back to the cartoonish aspect, lame characters, just lame characters. Let's talk about Perkins' gimmick. TJ Perkins, I can see why. TJ Perkins, one of the main reasons he departed from TNA was because TNA tried to force him to wear a mask. Tried to force him to wear a mask. After seeing Perkins in WWE, I can see why they had this guy wearing a mask. This guy has not been good since the Cruiserweight tournament. The Cruiserweight Championship tournament. First off, they changed his music from that badass rock and roll Devastate theme to this lame 1980s Pac-Man video game style music. Video game style music. Then his attire. What the hell is he wearing? Like I said, TJ Perkins is in WWE, in TNA and everywhere else he was awesome. But in WWE, he is the definition of the term vanilla midget. He is the definition of that term, vanilla midget. In WWE, he is the definition. He is the definition of that term, vanilla midget. And to tell you the truth, the entire cruiserweight division, which I had high hopes for, the cruiserweight division is terrible. Nothing compared to the classic cruiserweight divisions of previous organizations such as TNA's X Division, WCW's awesome cruiserweight division. Yeah, nothing compared to old school cruiserweight wrestling. Just a bunch of boring, bland indie garbage. The cruiserweight divisions are the worst part of WWE. Are the worst part of WWE, next to the Divas. Like I said, I don't watch the Divas, but like I said, Divas, after what they did with Natalia and all the other sexist and things they've done in the past, like one problem I've always had with WWE, pushing sex and appearance over athleticism and talent, for doing that, and for the burial of Natalia with that farting gimmick. Divas division, you are forever buried with me, man. I don't care what you do. I don't care who they get, what good wrestler they get. Divas division, you forever suck, and you will forever be buried to me. Then of course, yeah, and going back to terrible gimmicks, yeah, the New Day. Even though I am impressed that Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E got this embarrassing gimmick over. But yeah, more stereotypical racist garbage from WWE. Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder, poor man's bromance. And it's just wrestlers just thrown together. I don't, for the sake of having tag team wrestling, I don't care about tag team wrestling divisions, anything. I just want characters in wrestling. Characters in wrestling, storytelling in wrestling. That's what I want. I get that with every other promotion but the WWE. The only real storyline is the feud between. The only real good storyline is the feud between Jericho. The friendship between Jericho and Kevin Owens, and their feud with Roman Reigns and the Big Foley and Stephanie Authority figures. That's like the only decent storyline, and of course Seth Rollins as a babyface. Seth Rollins as a babyface, and Raw Raw in my opinion is the best show. SmackDown and NXT just sucked. Even though I will be tuning in NXT this week since Hero is back. I'll tune in when NXT is over. I'll tune in just for that to see Hero back. To see Chris Hero back. But continuing with what's his name? What's his name? Like I said, just terrible gimmicks. So many lame gimmicks and lame characters in WWE currently. WWE WWE currently and so yeah, these are reasons that I didn't like WWE. But now continuing with the show. Continuing with the show. Then of course I skipped everything else. I didn't care about Michaels' return. He returned to talk about something. I read that I heard this in various reviews. The main event, I skipped to the main event, the handicap match between Roman Reigns, Jericho, and Kevin Owens, which was awesome. Kevin Owens and Jericho made Roman Reigns look strong. This was a phenomenal match, and it ended with Jericho capturing capturing, I think, a title. I don't think he's ever won the United States Championship. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I didn't. Jericho capturing his first United States Championship. United States United States Championship. So that gives me at least one reason to at least tune in to Raw, because to tell you the truth, another reason. This is another reason I'm not watching WWE, or at least not getting excited. Not getting super excited about anything in WWE, or is the fact that Jericho, according to Wrestle Talk News, Wrestle Talk TV, Jericho is planning on leaving WWE to tour with his band again shortly after WrestleMania. So that's why I'm not. That's why even though WWE is better now, they still suck to me. I'm not getting excited about anything, because right there, right when you get excited, they're gonna do something to piss me off. And sadly to say, Jericho is leaving. They're gonna do something to piss me off, or something that will make me stop watching WWE. That's why I'm not getting excited over anything. Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, then I'm done with WWE. Then I'm done with WWE again. Like I said, I'll read and tune in to see the guys I want to see. Because despite how much I do not like WWE, there are several guys in WWE I do like. But like I said, yeah, and of course, I mentioned the low ratings, but the main event was awesome. So the wrestling in WWE is at least a little bit better. It actually looks like wrestling. And not a problem I've had with WWE throughout their run is the highly choreographed fights. No, they actually look like professional wrestling matches instead of highly fast-paced, intense matches. That's what we got tonight. Fast-paced, intense wrestling, reminiscent of TNA currently, and the WCW of old. Fast-paced, exciting wrestling. That's what I want. Instead of the exaggerated choreographed fights, which is usually a staple of WWE. Which goes back to what I said about it not being wrestling. Some lame Saturday morning cartoon and wannabe Hollywood show. That's WWE. So like I said, no matter what they do, I'm just not a WWE fan. So yeah. Next is the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble at WrestleMania 33. You know what, people? That's why I combined these two things into this video. Even though I will be tuning in to both of these events, the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, two of my all-time favorite events from WWE, I do not care. I do not care who wins the Royal Rumble. I'll be tuning in because I'm pretty sure Jericho, Owens, Slater, Rhino, Ziggler, Luke Gallows, Luke Gallows, and of course Carl Anderson. I'm pretty sure all of these guys, the Shining Stars, and the New Day, I'm pretty sure all of these characters will be featured in the Royal Rumble. But other than that, I don't care who wins, and I don't care who's fighting at WrestleMania, and I don't care about the venue or all the matches I'm going to be seeing at WrestleMania. at WrestleMania. Like I said, I really just don't care. WWE has done that to me. I just don't care about WWE, man. Well, like I said, this was like I said, this was my review of the January 9th edition, 2017 edition of Raw. My short rant on WWE, and of course, my thoughts on my thoughts and my short thoughts on Royal Rumble at WrestleMania, which I do not care about. I'll be tuning in to these events for the Royal Rumble, the Battle Royal, the my favorite event, the Battle Royal. Also, yeah, John Cena's wrestling AJ Styles. Well, John Cena. So I guess I'll watch that too. And keep forgetting what the other match was. Yeah, like I said, don't care, don't care. So yeah, the Royal Rumble event itself, and of course WrestleMania. I'll be tuning in just for WrestleMania itself. I don't care who's featured on WrestleMania. That's how that's how lame WWE is these days. Even though they're much better now than they were the last time I watched them. Well, like I said, this was my short review of the January 9th edition of Raw and my short thoughts on WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. Oh, yeah, also, I can't believe I forgot, yes, since the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania is coming up, one of the good things I get to do, I get to do my Royal Rumble review series and my best and worst Royal Rumble, my best and worst and favorite and least favorite Royal Rumble pay-per-view events. Same with WrestleMania. I get to do my best and worst WrestleManias, my favorites and least favorite WrestleManias, and my WrestleMania review series. Like I said, so all that's coming up. All right, I'm done.